look like if your to yourself changed everything? I'm just wondering, so the reason why this came to my mind today was, let me set it up for you. I'll set the stage. So imagine you have an opportunity of a lifetime where you, as a mom, during the time of the year when it's quite cold, get to go someplace that is absolutely gorgeous. And this is for you to more deeply connect with yourself, connect with your soul, be in the elements. And instead, you spend the entire time complaining about how long the lines are, how slow the traffic is, how hot it is, and other kind of perceived inconveniences, rather than seeing it as an adventure and as an opportunity to really introspect and reflect on who you're being and expand your being, right? So I'm going to tell you a story today about myself. And again, just like always, I want you to listen for who you're being in these situations. So once upon a time in 2018, I had an opportunity to attend a speaker's intensive in Bali. And, the intensive was only 4 days, but it was the other side of the world for me. So instead of going for 4 days or 5 days, right, I extended my stay for a full 12 days. And in that time, I made a commitment that this was going to be the best opportunity for me ever. I was going to go to my depths and deal with parts of me that I had not shown light on. And I was really going to get in there and embark on this new part of my business, which was to be a global speaker, right? Because I had just finished a 9-month mastermind here in the United States. And so this was the next step. I was spending the next 3 months of my life dedicated to becoming a global speaker. And this was the trip that began it all. So, first of all, I had never, I didn't know the distinction between a 3-star hotel and a 5-star hotel in a lesser developed country. Okay. So I reserved a room and I was thinking, oh, wow, what a deal, right? So it was like $17 a night. And when I got there, it was, to me, I'm in an exotic place. There was a beautiful, I'm trying to remember exactly what was it. It was like a landscape kind of thing in the courtyard, and it was just gorgeous. And the flooring was marble, and but anyway, so but when I got to my room, it was small. The bed wasn't, big or comfortable, and it made noises, and there were geckos, lots of geckos, right? And I was like, oh, well, it's a tropical place. Geckos are cool, whatever. So that didn't really freak me out so much. And even the fact that it was a small room, I didn't care so much either, I was just grateful to be in Bali and to know that I'm there for 12 days, because for the past 14 years, 24 hours a day, I dedicated my life to homeschooling my children. And this was the first time that I was in such an extreme different time zone from them, right? Bali is, I think, about 12 hours ahead. And I was really committed that whatever happened, it was an adventure and for the elevation of my soul. And so, I guess the first 2 days I was there. And then, so that was in Seminyak. And then I moved on to the actual retreat center where the speaker's intensive was. Now, this is in Gananyar, and they're beautiful. I saw the difference. All of a sudden, I was like, oh, this is what 5-star accommodations look like. So But to me, they were both equally gorgeous and amazing, right? The food at the other restaurant, at the other hotel was delicious to me because those people, they looked you in the eye when they spoke to you. Good morning, ma'am. How are you doing? And they would tell me about the different foods that I didn't recognize, you know? And so it was like food that was created by people who love people. Then when I went to the other place, the retreat center, right? It was gorgeous. My suite, which I had a roommate, my suite was about the size of a small flat, right? So I guess to compare and contrast to my previous hotel, it was about 5 of those rooms all together. And that was just the room part, right? So we also had like a bathroom, which was about the size of my old hotel room. So it was an amazing place, and it still had geckos. And one night, one of those geckos, like, we were just about to go to sleep, and one of those geckos dropped right on my bed. And I jumped into the bed of my roommate, and I was like, oh my God. And so she was from New Zealand. So she was like, oh, it was, forgot what she called it, like a skizzy or something. And I was like, what? And she was laughing, right? And so I laughed with her, and it became just such a beautiful moment, you know? And so, and then there were other things that happened. And, you know, of course, it was a speakers intensive. So then there were those kind of inward, you know, pressing up against who am I being? Who am I really? Do I really want to be a global speaker? Do I have what it takes? You know, all those kind of opportunities to doubt myself, to not believe in myself. But I had invested a lot of time, effort, energy, and money. And I was on the other side of the world without my children for the first time since I'd been a mother. And I was like, I am going to go there. I'm going to go there with myself. I'm committed to going there and being, you know, just getting into the depths of who I am and pulling it out. And I did that. I did that. I came up with something that you may see associated with my name called the body soul shift. And what is the body soul shift? It's like what you see now. You know, the body soul shift at that time for me was digging within, you know, to deal with the things that shake you up, make you stumble, and make you question who you are. And yeah, I was really committed to that. I remember the day before the day that we had to do our presentation. So you develop your signature talk and then you do a presentation. I was all over that floor underneath a table crying like a baby in a fetal position. I really was. And I didn't care. I looked into the eyes of my coach, and he looked back at me with the, you know, biggest compassion and everything. And then I think we had like partners or something. So my partner that day in this particular exercise was there for me, and she was present. And, you know, I think, you know, she hugged me once or twice, and I made some requests, and yeah, so it was really great. Anyway, thank you for those of you who are watching live. I cannot actually see the comments because I'm streaming this through Zoom. So I apologize for that. And I will respond to your comments afterwards. So my commitment to coming through this, reaching new depths within my soul, and creating this body soul shift and establishing myself as a global speaker was greater than any gecko that would drop on my bed or in my food while I'm eating. It was greater than, you know, the fact that when we went to the black sand beach, it was hot as hell. It was greater than any other thing that I could have possibly perceived as an obstacle. And you see the result. I'm a global speaker, and I've been doing this for the past 5 years. And so I'm just wondering for you, if you're listening to this on my podcast or you're watching this later, what if your commitment to changing your life as it currently is was greater than your choice to complain about it? What could you create? What would your life look like? Are you complaining about the same thing that you've been complaining about for 5 years? Or have you done something about it? You have a choice right now, So I wanted to share that with you today. That's what came clear to me. And there's some other things that I want to share with you, but I will do it tomorrow during the live Free to Be show with my guest, Sandy Scarlata. And we'll be talking about making Discovering You a game. So that is all for today. My invitation again is for you to choose to be committed to something that will change your life and make that choice today. And if you need help with that, I'm here for you. Just reach out to me. You can you can either put a comment in the chat or in the comments, right? Or you can send me a DM, but reach out to me and let me know if you would like me to help you with choosing to be more committed to what will change your life than complaining about it. All right. Well, in the meantime, my invitation to you is to continue to live for your ultimate joy. Until next time, be free.